It's been a while, but in my last video, I showed you how I use an acrylic paste to fill in the print lines on my SM-33 droid and sand it down. In today's video, we're going to finish the helmet. First, I used a little bit of filler primer to cover in all of the imperfections left from the sanding and the acrylic paste. Going in with nice, short, smooth bursts to fill and coat the entire print with this filler primer. After letting it dry outside for about 15 minutes, I decided I wanted to go through with another coat of filler primer, so I went in with a second coat. And then I let it fully dry. Once the print is dry, it's time to wet sand. I do this process starting with about 80 grit and working my way up to 800, even 1200 grit. Once the print was smooth, I decided to go in with a metallic silver as an undercoat, coating the dome and all of the parts in this silver because that's what metal would be underneath a droid. Next, I go in with some liquid latex and fill in some marks over the silver where I think the paint layers would chip away, revealing what's underneath. I did look at some reference photos of SM-33 to really find where those chip marks were in the actual show so that I could make my helmet look as realistic as possible when compared to the droid in the show. Once that dried, I went over the dome with a dark metallic spray to give it that real Skeleton Crew look. I let that dry for 48 hours, and then I went in, and it's time to remove all of the liquid latex that we put in to reveal that silver undercoat beneath. Most of the time, this liquid latex will rub right off. Sometimes you got to put a little bit of effort into it, but go through the entire print and really make sure that all of those pieces come off to reveal the chipped dome. Next, it's time to put them all together. I use a little bit of super glue and I start gluing all of the accessories around the helmet. The pieces in the back, the ear pieces on the sides, lots of little details throughout the entire helmet to make this sucker look like a droid. And as I mentioned, I left them all silver so that they pop, including the eyes. While I had my super glue handy, I decided that I want to make the two pieces of the head connect via magnet so I could get inside. So I super glued some magnets to the bottom half of the helmet as well as to the matching points in the top of the helmet so that this would go together and come apart very easily so I can access the inside of this droid head. Next up, it was time to work on the little rodent. I started with a light undercoat and then went through with some color to add the details. A little bit of red for the eyes, filled in the inside of the mouth with a little bit of black. And now it's time to dirty this sucker up. So we start with a little bit of black acrylic paste, add in just a splash of water. We mix that up and it's ready to go. Started coating the entire helmet with this mixture to really let the black set in, fill into the imperfections, and then take a paper towel and started dabbing it away. This is going to leave some of that black residue on the print, and it's going to really make this sucker look worn, beat up, dirty, just lived in, as old as SM-33 is in the Star Wars universe. This effect really does a nice job and really makes your props look nice and worn. Repeating the process for the lower half over the silver is going to really make that silver look beat up, worn out, and not as crisp and clean as it does when it's freshly spray painted. Bat it away again to give it that worn look. As you can see, this looks nice and dirty, as does our dome. Even those silver pieces where the cracks are really showing a little bit of dirt. And while I was weathering, I did the same to our little rodent so he looked dirty, like he lives inside of a greasy robot's brain. After that dried, I decided I wanted to add some hair, so a little Elmer glue stick, some fuzzy hair, and we've got ourselves a little rodent. And that purple glue stick will dry clear. A couple more pieces. We need to attach the neck, a little bit more super glue. Make sure that you've got the angle of this correct so that when you put it on a wall or display it how you're going to display it, that you really are able to get that view that you want. And then finally, I decided I want him to glow from the inside. So I took a battery-powered LED light, put a little bit of double-sided tape on it, placed it on the lower half of our dome, and now we can put our two pieces together. Let's take the dome, the magnets, we'll clip it right into place, just like so. Let's turn the light on inside, and then add our final piece to make this complete, our little rodent in his eye. And there you have it, an SM-33 head for display.